It's me, Oscar, and today, it is kind of dark out, but anyway, I will be drawing Five Nights at Freddy's characters. This won't be a how to draw necessarily, but I'm just going to be drawing them because I'm bored. I might be a bit tired, so I might act a bit weird. Also, there's a face cam for some reason because I felt like it. So, I don't know, I'm just going to be drawing some of FNaF characters because the new FNaF trailer dropped. It looks great, can't wait to see the movie. This might be like a couple months early, but whatever. I'm going to be drawing FNaF characters. Obviously on paper with a pencil. Now, I don't think there will be colors. I don't think I'll have colors because I don't want to bother going to find the colors. So, they're just going to be, they're going to be black and white. They're not going to have colors. Now, don't expect the best things ever. I'm just bored and feel like drawing. Now, I've been told my drawings aren't necessarily bad, but I don't know. I feel like if I say they're good, I'm gonna look like a narcissist. So I try to stay humble. I don't know. Now, let's start drawing, shall we? I'm gonna draw Withered Freddy first. Because it's Withered Freddy. I'll be drawing the Withered animatronics. So, let's start. How about I lower the camera for you guys just a bit so I can maybe see the paper? There. You can't really see it that much. But whatever. So, to start off, I'm gonna draw his head shape. I draw the head first and the feet the last. But these drawings probably won't reach down to the point where you see the feet. Probably. Anyway. I also don't know if these drawings will be the best either. I'm not going to try to make them the best just because of the video. I don't know. I'm not doing this because I think my drawings are good. I'm drawing them because I want to draw the FNaF characters. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why I'm making this video. I'm just making this video so the only things I'm doing isn't just Doom, the Dark Ages. Anyway, back to drawing. I'll show you some progress a bit, like, once, like, the head shape is, like, finished. Alright, I was meant to be playing FNaF anyways. Hold on. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna bother trying to find a remote. Whatever. I'm drawing his jaw. Now, honestly, I don't think the heads look too wonky, but sometimes they do look kind of wonky. Okay, that could be better. I hope this eraser works. It kind of works. Not the best, but it kind of does. Give him teeth. Now, the teeth honestly might look a bit wonky. The teeth might look a bit wonky. Also, when I'm doing a face cam, I don't really know what to look at. So I just stare at my eyes. I stare at my eyes because I don't know what to look at. So, this is, so far, the head. Yeah, it's not the best. The eye could be a bit better and whatever, but I don't know. I'm going to add the endo mouth in there. I'm going to add in the endoskeleton. Not like fully, but mainly just like the endoskeleton teeth in there mainly. Now, time to draw his arm. It's going to be from a kind of like side point of view, kind of. If that makes sense. You'll obviously see when I'm done. Also, don't mind if I take some sips of some soda. Okay, the angles are making this drawing a bit worse, but hold on. Yeah, this isn't a how to draw. I'm just drawing because I'm bored. I could do this off camera, but I don't know. I'm gonna like wither him last. So he's gonna look like one of those unwithered versions before I add all the withering in there, if that makes sense. And I'm also gonna draw his torso in there too. Honestly, I'm not sure if the portions are quite correct. But whatever, it's a drawing of Freddy Fazbear. Does it matter? I don't believe it does. Not that much, at least. In my opinion. You're not going to see the full body, you're just going to see his like upper torso and some of his legs. Okay, I'm going to show you what I've gotten down. He kind of looks a bit more like Ned Bear right now. He kind of looks like Ned Bear slightly. He kind of looks like Ned Bear from FNaF 6. How long has this video been? 6? 7? Did not mean to say that like that. The legs is where it's funky. I'm not sure if I know how to draw the legs in the most proper way possible. Again, I'm glad I don't have to draw like the entire body here. Do I draw fast? I'm not sure. Should I be taking more of my time? I'm not trying to make a masterpiece. I'm just trying to draw Freddy Fazbear. And okay, he is mainly finished. I just gotta add the withering and the color. I don't know. I don't think it looks that bad, but at the same time, it could look better. I'm looking at the eyes in particular. The eyes could look better. Maybe the withering will help distract you. It's just going to be a whole bunch of ragged, sharp holes everywhere. Kinda. I'm not going to look at the model to make the withering look on model. I'm just going kind of random, just guessing where it looks better. I don't know. I know he's like the most least withered out of all the withereds. But he might look a bit more withered, considering I don't know exactly all the spots where he is withered. And I don't feel like looking it up just to get slightly more accurate. I'm not going to pause the video either. Because in all honesty, I'd say I draw rather quickly. To the point where I won't need to pause the video. Again, not like a masterpiece painting of the Mona Lisa equivalent of Freddy Fazbear. I'm just drawing a quick little funny drawing of Freddy Fazbear. Okay, let me color him now. I say color very loosely, as it's just going to be black and gray for his endoskeleton bits. Oh, and the microphone, I guess. And now come to mention it, that microphone is in a very weird spot. Anyway, I don't know why I laughed like that when I said that. Sorry if I'm being kind of quiet, but at the same time, I don't really know. I'm just drawing Freddy Fazbear. I don't know what to really talk about. There's not really that much commentary here. There's not really much commentary here. Also, sorry my head is like mainly off camera. I didn't think the most about the camera angle. I just tried. I like to draw. I do. I do like to draw. Now, drawings might not be the best, but, you know, practice does prove perfect, and eventually. When I was, like, younger, I used to despise drawing for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. I don't know why. Oh, wait. How did I forget his nose? And, okay. He is, finished. We have our Fazbear. I don't think he doesn't look necessarily bad, but could have looked better. I don't know, honestly. I don't think it looks bad. Maybe like a 7 out of 10 at most. I don't know, honestly. I'm not trying my hardest here. I'm not trying my hardest. Head could have been a bit less wonky in some areas. I don't know. Well, anyway, on to the next drawing, which will be Withered Bonnie. The one with the hole in his face. The one with the lack of face. This one, I like Withered Bonnie. This drawing will end up either... I'm going to try and do like first try for all of these, so they might look a bit wonky. I'm going to try and keep them in scale. Kind of. Not really. I'm going to try, though. Like the same, like, scale. No, already his head's either too big or too small. I can't tell. And I'm not looking at reference images because most of my time, my memory is good enough to the point where I can draw them without needing reference images because I've seen them enough. I'm not the person who needs to look at an image to get it perfect. In my opinion, that feels rather lazy. Just like watching how to draw videos. Learn how to draw yourself. Don't go the lazy way and just draw someone else's thing. No. Draw your Also, I don't know. I also try to, like, stick with the game's art style. I don't think I have, like, my own, like, art style where you can tell it's, like, my type of thing. I more of stick to what the game kind of looks like. If that makes sense. I try to stay on model, if that makes sense. Maybe adding a bit too much detail, but I try to stay on model. Also, I like over-designing. I like MCU Marvel suits. I do. Sometimes I think I add too many details, maybe. But I don't know, it's just addicting to add more lines. More lines and more lines and more lines and more lines. So, this is the head. Looks a bit wonky. Okay, maybe I should have gotten that. Looks a bit wonky, but looks like Withered Bonnie. This one might end up looking a bit better. This one might look a bit better. Or maybe it'll end up being horribly worse. I cannot tell. You know what? I'm going to say it. The Scott era FNaF Scott era animatronics, the Click Team versions, are easy to draw. They're all in, like, body segments. Okay, excluding FNAF's Dislocation, all Scott era Click Team FNAF characters are easy to draw because of their body shape. They all have a defined torso. They all have, like, arm sections and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, easily distinguishable parts. I think the main reason I draw in, like, kind of oval-like shapes is because of my drawings with FNAF characters, honestly. Because they're just a whole bunch of ovals. It's honestly kind of easy to draw, if you really think about it. But again, I'm not trying to make magnum opuses and whatever. I'm not trying to make a masterpiece. I'm just trying to make a silly little drawing. So that also makes it kind of easier. If you're trying to go for, like, the most accurate, detailed thing, maybe don't follow my advice. I don't know. Maybe you should. Maybe you shouldn't. I can't be sure because I'm not you. I've kind of forgot to give you a little report, so once I finish his hand. Also, when I draw hands, they're easy to draw. They might not look the best, but I find them easy to draw. Because it's okay. You draw, you draw a kind of wide trapezoid. Then, you add, like, kind of oval, maybe a bit more rectangular segments onto that trapezoid to make the fingers. It's that simple. That doesn't really work for real life hands. They look a bit uncanny. Whenever I try to draw a human, they look uncanny because I'm too used to drawing stuff like bendy and such. I don't know how to draw humans that don't look like horrible skinwalkers that have had some substances. I don't know how to draw something that doesn't look like a drunk skinwalker. Anyway. I said I was going to give you a... Here. That's his torso so far. I think it looks marginally better than Freddy. I think it looks better than Freddy, in my opinion. Again, sometimes they make a rather good drawing, and sometimes they can be... ignore the car driving in. And sometimes they can be less remarkable. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really do anything with my drawings after I draw them. They kind of just fall into despair with all the other drawings, good or bad. I don't know. I don't put them in a binder or something, even though I should get to doing that. I need a place to keep the good ones. And I need to remember to put the bad ones in the trash and not just leave them piling up on the floor. Anyway. Peanut butter is peanut butter. Withered Bonnie is my favorite Withered animatronic. My favorite FNaF character, on the other hand, is Funtime Freddy. And Molten Freddy comes in second. Because, obviously, they're practically the same dude. Same voice, same face structure. One of them is just entered. The Blob is not my third. Because the Blob doesn't speak. And he's rather, underused. He has, no substance whatsoever. And, okay, he is mainly finished, besides the color. Yeah, I think this guy looks a lot better than Withered Freddy, honestly, in my opinion. This one. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're horrible, like Withered Freddy over there. Honestly, I think when I draw something, I don't know which angle they're gonna end up being. Because I can draw their head. But I don't know if their body is gonna end up looking like it's tilted to the side, giving you a weird, side view. Or if they're going to be staring straight directly at you. I don't know. This one ended up looking forward. Unlike Freddy, who was kind of looking to the side. I think I gave this man 5 fingers. I don't think the Withered animatronics were spring locks. Could be wrong. We don't know the lore, but no, I highly doubt that these guys were spring locks. But I'm not one to talk about FNaF lore. Now, I'm not a theorist whatsoever in the FNaF lore. But my opinion about the Mimic and Glitch Trap is that I haven't really seen all the theories either, in all honesty. But I think whichever one does become Glitch Trap isn't possessed by Fiona. I don't think the Mimic is possessed. I think it's just really good at mimicking it. And when it gets scanned into FNaF Help Wanted or whatever, it just latches on to William Afton. It acts too much like William Afton. And in all honesty, if it doesn't act like William... And in all honesty, if it's just like Fiona, kind of... FNaF Help Wanted 1 kinda stops being scary, in my opinion. And FNaF Help Wanted 1 is my favorite FNaF game. Because it's just, first of all, bias. It was my first FNaF game. And, 2, Glitch Trap is scary. And 3, it's a good little love letter to Scott-era games. I like it. This video is getting kind of long, but whatever. Did you know that my favorite color is red? Anyway, my second favorite FNaF game is probably the original FNaF 1. Third favorite... No. My second favorite is FNaF Infinite. My third is FNaF 1. Fourth goes to Secret of the Mimic. Fifth is FNaF 2. Then FNaF 3. And then we have... okay, I'm not going to go into this. But yeah, this is Withered Bonnie, fully complete. I think he looks way better than Withered Freddy. He ended up way better than Withered Freddy, in my opinion. Yeah, Withered Freddy had kind of brought him down. This guy resembles Withered Bonnie in a good way. On to Foxy. Phone Guy's favorite. Speaking of Phone Guy, The Week Before is the best FNaF book. I say that like I've read them all. I have not. I read the first two, the trilogy they made, graphic novels, and like up to like the fifth Fazbear fight, then he kind of just stopped. So anyway, on to Withered Foxy, or I'm gonna do Chica. Withered Chica is hard for me to draw because I don't know how to draw her beak. I can draw FNaF 1 Chica, but I don't know how to draw FNaF 2 Withered Chica. But I'm gonna try. I don't know how to draw the beak without just looking like a snout that doesn't have a nose. Doesn't Withered Chica, like, not have eyelids or eyebrows? I don't know. I'm gonna assume that they don't. This one I could use some reference material for, but I'm not going to. Okay, I think. I'll show you what it looks like once the mouth is finished. And you'll see what I mean when I said I don't know how to draw the beak. When we have the teeth and then the endo teeth. Oh, I forgot Withered Bonnie's endo, but whatever. This is what the head looks like. I don't think it looks that bad. It kind of resembles Withered Chica. It resembles Withered Chica enough, I'd say. Now time for her body. And in extension, her, arms. If you can even call them that. I think this is where my drawing is going to start to fall apart and not. It's going to resemble it, but it's not going to look the best. Maybe I could be wrong, though. Maybe I could be wrong. Also, I'm not the best at writing letters on a small space. But whatever, I think it works. I think it works well enough. What the heck was that? Here's the body. I don't think it looks that bad. I think it resembles Withered Chica so far. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I do know how to draw Withered Chica. I honestly don't know. Now looking at it, I think the head looks a bit small. But I don't know. I don't know. Straighten out you piece of paper. There we go. After I finish the legs, I'll show you and then finish the drawing. I would love to draw Mangle in this video, but I don't think I can do it properly. It's gonna become a mess of stuff. I don't know. It'll be fun for me to try, but I don't think it would end up well. And I'm okay. Here's Withered Chica, practically finished. Again, like Withered Bonnie. This looks way better. Excuse me. This looks way better than Freddy. I really think Freddy was just a fluke. After this, I'll draw Withered Foxy, then a couple extras, because why not? Those extras being, well, I'll let you see. This is my nose is getting itchy. Okay. Those are two people over there, just vibing in the darkness. Okay, ignore them. We got a new cat. I was wondering if it was her just walking around. No, it isn't. And okay, Withered Chica, fully complete. I think this one looks pretty good. Maybe not as good as Withered Bonnie, but I don't know, pretty good. I think the eyes actually get me. Those eyes are pretty creepy. So, on to the fox. So, this one may or may not end up looking a bit weird. and proportionately weird compared to the others. Because Foxy isn't a whole bunch of ovals. No. He's a bit more humanoid. Or a bit more slender compared to the more boxy animatronics of Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica. So let's get started. His head is basically a triangle. Must be related to Bill Cipher. Foxy's head shape has always been like really awkward for me to draw. Don't know why, it just always has. Let me just erase that little line here. This one is a lot of people's favorite withered animatronic, and I can see why. He's not my favorite, but he's like my, I don't know, third. I'm being really quiet. I think the mouth might just be the death of this drawing. But I can't go back. First try for... Does he have spiky teeth? I think Withered Fox has spiky teeth, right? Yeah, I think he does. I think I made his mouth like too wide and not like long enough. But whatever. We'll have to. He's gonna end up like Freddy. Yeah, not that good. Not that good. You know what? Just for this one, I want to restart. Don't know why I made them Mr. I want to make him more in line with the others, I guess. I don't know. Make his eye a bit smaller. Make his snout less wide. Make his mouth less wide. Well, his snout should be a bit wider, but whatever. Maybe his eye is a bit small. Looks like he's squinting. But instead you constantly flash a flashlight directly into his eyes, that would probably explain a lot. This is the improved head. I think it looks better than this. Again, it still looks really wonky, but whatever, it looks better than what we had. That's the wrong side, dang it. There we go. You know, this I'm gonna suffer the most from not looking at an image. This I don't remember the most on it. Like, I can picture him. I know that FNaF Help 1 would render, like, the back of my hand. But I'm having trouble, like, bringing it to life. If that makes sense. Which it most likely does. And even if I did look at a picture, it wouldn't really help that much, honestly. It's a shame that his hook will be like off camera mainly. I say off camera, off the picture. Oh, it's weird. Let me make it better. Excuse me. Let me simply just. There we go. That's better, I think. Okay. Let me add a bit more withering on his chest, and I'll reveal him. Okay, honestly, with the addition of his torso, he doesn't look as bad as I thought he would. He doesn't look like Withered Foxy. He looks a bit off-modeled. But could be worse. Could be worse, I guess. We could have had this thing. What is that? You heard that noise. I'm gonna hope it's just the wind. I'm gonna hope it's just the wind. I'm actually scared. Why do I hear Funtime Foxy outside my window? That was just me breathing. Or was it? I hope it was. Considering the window was right next to me, I hope none of you see a monster staring at me. Like, moves his head when I look at it. God, I'm scaring myself. Oh, God. I think his legs look a bit weird. But at the same time, I don't really know how to draw. Like, I don't know how to draw, like, his lower body, considering it's, like, kind of disconnected from his upper body. And that's slightly a problem. Yeah, honestly, I don't think I did him right, but whatever. Whatever. The problem occurs when, like, his legs aren't connected to his main body. Actually, I need to add a bit more, like, detail on this arm before I reveal it. Then I'll have to color him in. Then I'll have to color him in and stuff. So this is what I ended up with. Not bad, per se. It looks like Withered Foxy, but something's off. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to draw Withered Freddy, right? I'm not gonna do. Or will I? You'll find out. I was also planning on drawing the toy animatronics, but I don't feel like it. Is it raining? I don't know. I can hear the leaves rustling. Okay, I think it's raining. I'm actually getting paranoid. Why? That's just a car. I forgot one of his ears was withered. How did I forget one of his ears was withered? I'm not even sure if it was the right ear that I withered, but whatever. Here's Withered Foxy. You can tell it's him, but he looks off. The eyes are too small, but here the eyes are too big. Whatever. Now time for our first secret character. William Afton. Springtrap himself. So, first, we draw a circle. Because his head is a circle. You cannot convince me otherwise that Springtrap's head is circular. It is. I don't know why, but I just think I'm good at drawing the Bonnies. I know Springtrap isn't technically a Bonnie, but at the same time, he kind of is a Bonnie. And to be fair, he is Spring Bonnie, so I don't know. Here's the head. It does look a bit cartoonish, but trust me, once I make it darker, it will look better. This one has a lot of detail, and I like drawing detail, as I've said. Springtrap is very detailed, and lots of withering. And fleshy bits inside the suit. So it'll be a nightmare to figure out what is like flesh and what is endoskeleton. So I understand what to draw silver and what to not, but whatever. That's a problem for later. We're in the now. Okay, maybe Springtrap is looking a bit weird. Honestly, I thought you would look better. Yeah, I'm gonna restart on this one too. I think my first sin was drawing his head too big. This might look a bit smaller, but I assure you that it will make him look more human and more creepier. Just follow the process. This one's smaller and has more detail crammed into it when it's smaller. It ends up looking better. I don't know what to say, it just does. Yeah, already this looks better. Like, look at this and tell me this doesn't look more like Springtrap than this. Wrong side. So far, I think this looks way better. I think this looks way better so far. Adding more withering. No, instead of adding more withering, I should probably draw his other limbs. Come to think of it. It's definitely raining out there. I can feel the water. I've always liked the rain, personally. Maybe not because it's calming, but it just has a vibe. Ever since I was like 5 years old, playing Minecraft on my PS4. In the in what most people call the Xbox 360 edition. When it was raining and the track Moog C2 was playing. Just great nostalgic vibes. I think that's half the reason I like the rain so much. Anyway, adding more details. I'm gonna draw all this area now. Without, I said that weird. Yeah, I think this looks way better, honestly. I honestly think this looks way better. Again, Springtrap is more humanoid than all the others. So he's naturally going to be a bit smaller. Or at least have different proportions to the others. I'm just gonna add a bit more like random little stuff here. And now I draw and color him in, then show you. Yeah, I'm not gonna show you him before I color him in, I guess. I don't know. Too late now. I've started drawing. Oh, let me finish this. Will not take much longer.
Are you good? I just wondered if you were still.
It is late. Yeah, it's like probably 10 or something. I don't know. Anyway, peanut butter is peanut butter. I really like the environment of FNaF 3. I would honestly love to go to Fazbear's Fright. And my expectations for a FNaF 3 movie are out of the roof. I want to see it be like an 80s slasher movie. Personally. That's what I want from it. Whatever. Also, this might end up being, like, my best drawing here, honestly. It might just end up being it. Oh, sorry if my head was, like, out of camera for the majority of that. I'm sorry. Now, I've been called... What? I've been called tall for my age. I'm, like... I think it was, like, 5 foot... I think I was like 5'5" or something. Maybe 5'8". I'm not quite. Yeah, I think it's close to like maybe 5'8" or something. 5'10". I'm not sure. I'm almost the size of my father, I'm almost the height of my father, and he's like just about 6 foot. So that should tell you. And again, I'm only 12. No, I shouldn't be saying that on the internet. I know that, but everyone already knows my birthday if they've been on this channel long enough. So I think that's pretty public information at this point. My voice has definitely changed for the better. That's for sure. I'm glad I don't sound like this anymore. That's not even what I sounded like. Getting those tonsils removed was certainly the scariest part of my life so far, but it's also had good benefits. And this is Spring Chop, completely finished. I always come back. I think it looks pretty good, honestly. And yeah, the length of this video is getting rather long. I was planning on drawing the puppet, but I don't feel like it. So, yeah, I drew FNaF characters. I think they all turned out pretty good, besides Freddy. Now, goodbye, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye!